Hello, kid, and welcome to Kid Time Story Time. What's wrong, Green Bear?
It's wrong. The wording is wrong.
Oh, no, actually,
What's wrong, Green Bear? Red Bear, look. Oh, no. They have misspelled this book, storyteller. We hate to tell you, but I know that you would want us to tell you.
well, actually, there's an interesting story about that.
There usually is.
Well, this is a Groundhog Day story.
Groundhog with an O.
Exactly, but
Yes.
it's combined with Valentine's Day.
What? Oh, that's awesome. Because I am all...
Groundhog Day story?
Nope, I'm all about it. Bring it on. Yeah. I want to see how this works out. I like it when holidays collide.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of seeing it. Groundhog Day. Everyone wants to celebrate Valentine's Day with Groundhog, but what if he sees his shadow first? Oh, why would that matter if he saw his shadow first? Well, you know what? We're about to find out. But first, let's enjoy that bucolic setting. What's bucolic, you're asking me? Bucolic is just a fancy word for countryside. Rural settings, the country like this. Look at how pretty. Usually means it's very country and serene and pretty like this. Oh, we have a moose. Valentine's Day was only 2 weeks away. Oh, and Moose was planning a grand party. Oh, and he's got a porcupine with him. Or is that a hedgehog? Oh, I always get those confused. And we have a rabbit and we have a squirrel. Oh, they're planning. They got a recipe book. Oh, wow. They're really planning it. I love it. Also, really liking Moose's green sweater. I think I actually have the same one.
You need Valentine's balloons,
Said Squirrel.
and Valentine's cards,
Said Bunny.
and don't forget the Valentine hugs.
Pointed out Porcupine. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did the voice and I said okay.
Okay, you could do it. Everyone has to come to my party, said Moose.
Uh-oh.
The bunny said, that's a problem. What's a problem? Moose asked.
Tomorrow is Groundhog Day. And if Groundhog sees a shadow, he'll go back into his hole for 6 more weeks. He won't be awake on February 14th.
Good point, Moose said. If we stop him from seeing his shadow, then he can come to my party. Oh, but that's like interfering with major weather phenomena,
I've got it,
said Squirrel.
I'll sneak into his hole and change his calendar so he won't know. It's February 2nd.
Oh, and he's got a whole plan where what does he do? He sneaks in, me sneaky, okay, and then there's Groundhog sleeping, February 2nd, and then he goes into the ground house, to chair, February 2nd, he jumps, okay, there's a diagram that I think is supposed to show this plan. Oh, you want to do this, Green Bear?
Yes. Your chattering will wake him up, said Porcupine. I'll blind him when he comes out. I like this reading part.
I know, you're very good at the whole porcupine thing. So he's gonna, there's another very confusing number 1. It's me, that's him, the porcupine. Oh, it's a porcupine! Now I know, it's not a hedgehog. Porcupine, and then he goes into the door, and then there's Groundhog, and he's blindfolding Groundhog, and then there's Groundhog blindfolded and Porcupine celebrating. But wouldn't the Groundhog just take it off? These plans are terrible.
Your quills might poke him in the eye,
said Bunny.
I'll put up a tent over his hole.
He'll know he's not outside, Moose said. I'll sit on his hole so he can't come out at all. Everybody's drawing with chalk. They're very good, but the plans are very bad. Also, just sitting on the hole, doesn't he need to get like some fresh air going on in there? Calendar, Moose, blindfold, Moose, tent, Moose, bellowed Moose. Okay, so everybody's got a different idea. Well, the animals, they bickered all night long. They didn't notice the black sky turning gray. They didn't notice the pink lights of morning creeping over the hills. And they didn't notice Groundhog's nose twitching at the entrance to his hole. That's what happens when you argue. You lose sight of what's happening until it was too late. Ba, ba, ba. Do you see what's happening? You see it? I know you see it. Groundhog is seeing his shadow. And he dropped his cup of coffee from the shock of it all. The animals watched helplessly. No! As Groundhog dove back into his hole. Wait! Moose thundered. Groundhog's muffled voice barely reached the surface. I need to stay down here. There's shadows all over the place of you. You probably couldn't hear because he was very muffled, but he said he needs to stay down there. There are shadows all over the place up there. It seems this guy is afraid of shadows. Moose was puzzled. Groundhog, are you afraid? Is that why you go back into your hole? You could say that. I didn't realize Groundhog was afraid of shadows, said Squirrel.
Me neither,
said Porcupine. Shadows aren't scary, said Bunny. They're scary to Groundhog, Moose said. The animals sat quietly, thinking. Still thinking? Thinking can take a lot of time sometimes. Hey, Groundhog, Moose finally said. What if we showed you just how awesome shadows are? I'll show you the ways leaves blowing in the wind make shadows that dance. That is very pretty. I'll show you how to draw silhouettes, said Bunny. Oh, with the shadows. Oh, look at that. Shadow of the squirrel, and he's drawing the silhouette. That is a very cool thing. You can do that, actually.
I'll show you how clouds cast shadows on the hills, said Squirrel. I want to show Groundhog my shadow puppets, said Porcupine.
You are doing really well, Green Bear.
Thanks.
Let's see. Dancing shadows, Moose said.
Cloud shadows, Squirrel said. Silhouettes,
Bunny said.
Shadow puppets,
said Porcupine Green Bear. Wait, said Groundhog. He eased out of his hole. Can we do all of them? They all sound fun. Okay, look at that. He's intrigued. It's working. Now remember, all of this is to get Groundhog to go to the Valentine's Day party because he saw his shadow, he ducked back in, 6 more weeks of winter, brr, brr, brr. The animals spend the day showing Groundhog all the amazing shadows they could discover and create. Look at this one. A squirrel, little squirrel with these tree branches manages to look like a dramatic stag, a male deer, or even a moose if you think about it. And look at Moose's shadow and look, he makes himself big and wide and he looks cool. Look at that. And Shadow's like, I've never seen a shadow look quite like this before. And they were all fun, especially Porcupine's shadow puppets. It's a comb.
It's a feather. It's a buzzsaw.
It's sunshine. So many possibilities. Finally, late that night. What a wonderful day, Groundhog said. But I really do have to go back into my hole now, he shivered. 6 more weeks of winter, you know. But you're not afraid of shadows anymore, Moose protested. Now you don't have to miss my Valentine's Day party. I may not be afraid, Groundhog said, but it is cold up here.
But there aren't any balloons in your hole, said Squirrel.
Or Valentine's cards, said Bunny.
Or Valentine's hugs,
said Porcupine pointedly. Nope, but my hole is warm, said Groundhog. He looked at his disappointed friends. We can at least have hugs before age. Groundhog emerged from his den just in time to don a green hat. Let's have a St. Patrick's Day party, he hollered.
Oh man, my holiday's in here too! Ah!
I know, I was not expecting that. We're all here. Oh, but Bunny, Squirrel reminded Groundhog. Where's Bunny? Oh, you know, Bunny, Moose said. He's always holed up this time of year. Ah, because Bunny's not just any bunny. It's Easter Bunny. So, oh man, we had everything. We had Easter. We have St. Patrick's Day party about to happen. We had Valentine's. And we had Groundhog.
Don't you mean Groundhog? Yeah, can't you see? It's Groundhog Day. Yeah, look. We're hugging. Yeah, we're hugging. Yeah. Oh, it's too tight. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, that was really good. I like how, the holidays collided. Yeah, that was like a massive crash course of holidays all at once. Oh, whoa, I'm tired now. Yeah, me too. Snack? Yes!
Well, there they go. See you next time, kid, on Kid Time Story Time.